Welcome back to Press Review, and let's start by taking a look at today's front pages in the Middle East. Starting in Saudi Arabia, the Arab News leads reporting that a member of the Shura Council has said that Saudi women are capable of holding top positions, urging female Shura members to ride up the expectations. The paper also reports that Deputy Crown Prince Mukrin received pledges of allegiance from Prince's ministers and senior government officials and ordinary citizens during a ceremony at the governance palace. And from the UAE, the Gulf News leads its front page reporting that more than 200,000 gun-toting parliamentary personnel, thousands of vehicles and nearly a dozen helicopters will be deployed across India to ensure smooth and violence-free elections beginning on April the 7th. The paper also reports Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov saying that Western sanctions imposed on Russia over its intervention in Ukraine have caused some disruption but have not been too painful. And Israel's Jerusalem Post leads its front page reporting that Tel Aviv District Court has pushed off deciding whether former Prime Minister Ehud Olmert's verdict will go forward today, adding that if the verdict is delayed, it would give the state time to allow Olmert's former aide to present new evidence to the court. The paper also reports that Israel is likely to free the remaining 26 Palestinian security prisoners agreed upon at the beginning of the current round of peace talks in the coming days. Lebanon's Daily Star is reporting that Turkey's Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan has claimed victory for his Islamic-rooted party in local elections, warning his foes they will pay the price for plotting his downfall. The paper also reports that the Palestinian ambassador to Prague, who died in a blast at his residence on New Year's Day, was holding the explosive in his hand when it went off. The Egypt Independent is reporting that Egypt's Electoral Commission announced on Sunday that the presidential elections will take place on the 26th and the 27th of May, with the window for nominations for presidency beginning today until the 20th of April. The paper also reports that Hamas has denied news over the arrest of 3 of its members by Egyptian authorities on charges of planning to assassinate the presidential hopeful Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. Turkey's Hurriyet Daily News is reporting that Turkish Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan and his ruling Justice and Development Party achieved victory over opposition parties in key local elections yesterday, although the opposition voiced complaints over electoral fraud. The paper also reports that a political scientist from Istanbul Sabancı University says that Turkey's move to increasingly disengage itself from the West actually hurts its ability to project power in the Middle East. And now moving on to top Middle East news from UK papers. The Telegraph leads its Middle East section reporting that footage of the Playboy son of ousted leader Colonel Muammar Gaddafi has been aired on Libyan state television, showing him wearing blue prison overalls and asking for the forgiveness of the nation. The video of Saadi, one of the late Gaddafi's 7 sons, was broadcast from a jail cell in Tripoli, where he is being held without charge by the Libyan government since being extradited from Niger earlier this month. The Guardian leads Middle East section reporting that a court in Tel Aviv has convicted Israel's former Prime Minister Ehud Olmert of taking bribes, concluding a 2-day trial that has gripped Israel and banished any speculation about his political comeback. The charge is related to Olmert's time as mayor of Jerusalem and claims that millions of dollars were paid to politicians, officials and business people to fast-track a large luxury real estate project in Jerusalem. And now let's take a look at the top Middle East stories in international papers. From Germany, the Deutsche Welle leads its Middle East section reporting that Israel has delayed the release of 26 Palestinian inmates, including 14 Arab Israeli citizens, but said it would release 400 if peace talks are extended 6 months. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas and his negotiators rejected Israel's offer and put forward an offer of their own, the release of 1,000 Palestinian prisoners that they choose, the freezing of settlement construction, and returning some of Area C to Palestinian control in return of extending the talks until the end of 2014. The Los Angeles Times East Middle East section reporting that Egypt's election commission has said that the first round of voting for a new president would be held May 26th and 27th, and that any runoff would conclude within a month of that. The paper also reports that Field Marshal Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is expected to win easily, although recent polls have suggested that the cult of personality that sprang up after he toppled Morsi may be fading somewhat. And finally, China's Global Times East Middle East section reporting that the Israeli Parliament's Finance Committee has approved $50 million for the Settlement Division, a controversial body which bolsters the settlements in the occupied West Bank. And for more updates, please visit us on Levant.tv. Thank you for watching Press Review. Be sure to join us again tomorrow, and bye for now.